Top is about to happen. And we're underway. I'd like to thank Summer McKelvey so far for hard work on the camera. Great action we've provided you so far in this tournament. This is the 10th game out of 11 in this two-day tournament, and Georgia gets possession to start the game. With the Bulldogs on the 20-game division winning streak, and it will go the other way. Clemson ball. Clemson has scored over 20 goals once, 23-9 victory against Tennessee on October 1st. We'll see how the Tiger offense starts. Coughs up the ball, possession, Georgia. Georgia wearing the dark caps. Clemson in the white for the first minute of the first quarter of the first place game. This is for all the marbles. No whistle yet. Backhanded into the hands of the Clemson keeper. Possession, Tigers. It's Georgia in the dark, 0. Clemson in the white, 0. About a minute in this first place game. 2016 Southeast Division Championship Tournament. Clemson thinking about it. 30-second shot clock. Got to be wary of it. Bounces it out of play. Possession. Georgia. And here come the Bulldogs. Play Cat 16. Blake Harden. Back to Harden. Harden waiting. There's a light pass, nearly intercepted. In the 5-meter area, lost control. I think it remains, goes blocked by the keeper of Clemson. We're still scoreless. We're about a minute and a half through this first quarter, 0-0. Tigers in white with it, with a shot there, boom, shakalaka, Clemson strikes first. And it's 1-0, Tigers, Cat 5. Ben Ferkel, according to our rosters, scores. 4:54 to go. In the first quarter, Tigers up 1-0. Georgia hasn't been in this position that often, but it's early on, with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Whistle, play on. Georgia with it, fires off the top of the crossbar, possession Clemson. Clemson in the white, 1. Georgia in the dark, 0. This is the first place game. That one's bounced in, boom, shakalaka, Clemson 2, Georgia 0. Cat 15 gets the goal. Listed as Steven Sicleri. It's now Clemson 2, Georgia 0. 4.5 minutes as the scoreboard needs to be updated there. Great start so far for Clemson. One is wet. Georgia with it. Watch out for a backhand. Oh, nice opportunity. Is in there. Boom, shakalaka. It's 2-1. Georgia gets on the board by Cat 4. And it's now Clemson 2, Georgia 1, with 4:22 to go in the first quarter. So it's a 1-goal game early on. Clemson and the Whitecaps with the lead, puts it through, boom, shakalaka. 3-1, Clemson. Nicely done for the Tigers. As we're showing you Harrison Taylor, perhaps Cat 10, maybe contributing. So back to 2-goal advantage for the Tigers. Tigers looking to end a 20-game division winning streak for Georgia, dating back to a little over 2 years ago. As 2 years ago, the last loss was an 11-10 loss for Georgia Tech in the first place game, and that's through. Boom shakalaka, 4-1 Clemson. Very hot start for the Tigers. Second goal for, we believe, Sicleri, cap 15. It's now 4-1 Clemson with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Definitely not what Georgia had in mind. Remember, it was a 16-12 Georgia win against Clemson on October 2nd. And Clemson comes up with it. This has been Clemson's game so far. Many folks probably not expecting this to happen quickly. That one's fired, bounced out of play to the left side. Possession, Georgia. A little over 3 minutes left maybe in the first quarter. Clemson in the white, 4. Georgia in the dark, 1. Clemson 7-2. Georgia 9-0 on a 20-game division winning streak. Whistle should remain with the Bulldogs, down 3. Lost control, whistle, fire, saved by the Clemson keeper. It'll go back to the Tigers, up 3 in the first quarter. Many people probably think that this is a dream, that Clemson can't really do this right now, but it's early on. Still plenty of time to go in regulation. It's the first quarter. That one's fired off the keeper. I believe the keeper is Jackson Sanders for the Bulldogs, and he made sure he secured that one to avoid a 4-goal deficit early on in this contest. Fired, bounced through, nicely secured by the Clemson keeper. Tiger ball, up 4-1. About maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. This is the first place game. Winner to the National Collegiate Club Championship on November 11th and 13th in South Bend, Indiana. The loser gets second place and won't get a national berth that we know of. So Clemson with the ball, the whistle, fires, deflected out of play. Possession, Georgia. So Georgia is down 3 with possession in the Dark Caps. It's cap 17, Luke McGlory. McGlory puts it wet, trying to fire right in the arms of the Clemson keeper. Well done there to keep it at a 3-goal difference. Possession, Clemson. Clemson 4, Georgia 1 in the first quarter of the first place game. This was a delayed start due to a 13-12 overtime win by Georgia Tech over Vanderbilt in the third place game. This is the third of 4 games on the day. 1 game left on tap. Supposed to be at 1 Central between Auburn and Georgia College and State University. Saved by Jackson Sanders, I believe, the goalkeeper for the Bulldogs. Georgia possession. Georgia looking to come back. It was 2-1 Clemson before Clemson pulled off 2 straight goals to be put in this current position. Maybe in the final 90 seconds of the first quarter. Short, wet, and it will be a free shot opportunity for the Bulldogs to get within 2. We'll see what happens. Puts it through, bounces in there. Boom, shakalaka. It's now Clemson 4, Georgia 2. Looks like a goal for Justin Cohen, cap 11. With a minute and a second to go in the opening quarter. Not sure how many people thought Clemson would be up toward the end of the first quarter. Clemson definitely looking for another score to enter the second quarter up by 3, not just a pair. Clemson in the white 4, Georgia in the dark 2. Probably approaching close to 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Whistle. It will go the other way. Georgia ball. Long heave. Look out. And it was batted away. Still possession, Georgia. Looking to fire it in there. Off the top crossbar. Will go to the Tigers. We're about to end the first quarter. Clemson up 2. Fire it in there. Clemson swimming quickly. Looking for a doinker. Gets it through. Just missed. Nicely done by Sanders. And we're about to end the first quarter. Fire, bounce, stop. And after 1 quarter, Clemson in white, 4. Georgia in dark, 2. I'm Scott Sambleva-Weiss. More first place game action is coming up on the CWPA network.
Hi, I'm Wolf Wygo. Today we're going to work on a great passing drill that gives a lot of good fitness, locking down the defense, and also works on your cross-face receiving and passing of the ball. So we're going to have 2 players lined up. You could use 3 players in a triangle as well, and sort of think about that you're on a 6-on-5. You're in your perfect position waiting for the ball, catching the ball, locking, maybe a fake or 2, final lock, and then a pass to your teammate who will do the same thing. As your teammate's faking, you're getting yourself back into your perfect ready position, ready to receive the ball, and continuing to do that. You can do it for either a certain number of passes, 20 passes, 15, 30, or you can do it on time, 1 minute facing one direction, and then turn around and face the other direction so that both players can get to do it cross face and strong side. If the sun's an issue and you don't want to face one side, you can just simply switch positions and get on the opposite side. Let's check it out. Cap 7 is a small company that started out of the back of our garages, and we were doing clinics and camps around the country. We pride ourselves as a company with Cap 7 and Turbo to sponsor as much and give back to the sport as much as we can. Last year we gave over $250,000 back to the sport, and all our products are built by water polo players and for water polo players.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
We enter the 2nd quarter of the first place game of the Southeast Division Championship with Clemson in the white, 4. Georgia in the dark, 2. Clemson led by as many as 4-1. A 3-goal advantage. Georgia got the last one. So we have 7 more minutes of the first half to go until halftime. Keep in mind, again, the winner of this gets a berth to National Collegiate Club Championships in a few weeks. The loser gets 2nd place. So we're underway now, and Georgia gets first dibs in this 2nd quarter. It's a surprise Clemson had jumped out to this type of lead after the first 7 minutes. The opportunity is there, maybe a partial deflection. There was a shot clock. Lost control, no whistle, surprisingly. Rose. Shot clock is winding down. Fires to the right side, out of play. Possession, Clemson. Clemson up by 2. Clemson defeated Vanderbilt 14-13 to get to this game. That was back on October 29th. Today is October 30th, 2016. And hopefully you don't cause mischief to any of your neighbors, because it's a legend of mischief night, but please don't do that. And that will go the other way. It should be Clemson ball. Clemson in the white caps, Georgia in the dark. I believe Cat 15 for Clemson, listed as Clary, has 2 goals. That's the most for his scorers so far. Turn out of play. We have a quick break in action as Clemson will get the ball back. Clemson wants to finish this 2nd quarter in the lead and extend it. I believe there's only been 1 upset, in which 7 Tennessee beat 6 Georgia College and State University 10-6 yesterday. It was 7 defeating 6. But of course, it's a round robin tournament, so no one's eliminated. You just advance depending on result. Clemson possession still. I would be very worried at the shot clock as you only have 30 seconds to get it off. And it will remain with the Tigers. That one is through. Oh, so close. Just off the left bar. Right idea, but just a few inches off. Possession Georgia in the Dark Caps. Down by 2. At least a minute in this second quarter. Cap 7 fires. And will be saved by the keeper. Zach Halbig could not put it through. And now it's a breakthrough opportunity for the Tigers. Up 2. Lost control. Looking for a whistle. No whistle that we know of. Georgia gets the possession. Very close play. But officials keep the whistle silent. Georgia down 2 with the possession. Lost control. Clemson with it. Possession Tigers. And here's a heave. 2 around the 5 meters. Shot there. Boom shakalaka. Clemson is up 5-2 thanks to Cat 3 with his first of the contest. Cat 3 listed as Jeff Berger. So 4:58 to go in the first half. Clemson back up by 3. Still a surprising start for the Tigers. The team a year ago was 1-7 in the regular season, 1-10 overall, last place after the tournament in the Southeast Division. And also 2014, 2-6 regular season, 4-7 overall. 2013, 0-8 in the regular season, 0-11 overall. They have come a long way to get here. The Bulldogs down 3 with possession. Look out. No whistle. Fires. Deflected by the keeper. It will be a 2-meter throw, but nice job by the Tiger keeper to keep that from going in. So Georgia with it. 2-meter throw now. Maybe about 4 minutes to go in this quarter. And Clemson comes up with it. The Tigers continue stellar play in this first half. But it's not just a 1-half game, it's a 28-minute game. Or longer, as you saw in our last game, 13-12 overtime victory by Georgia Tech over Vanderbilt in the third place game. Before that, it was a 14-3 win by Auburn over Tennessee in Game 8. Possession Georgia. Bulldogs get up to it. Getting covered. Whistle. Remains with the Bulldogs. Down 3. A lot of pressure. Can't get it off in there. Batted down. I believe the Tigers get it. And it will stay with Clemson. Maybe close to halfway through the second quarter. Clemson in white, 5. Georgia in dark, 2. This is a surprise. Georgia has been held to under double-digit goals just once in the regular season. 8-7 win against Georgia Tech on October 2nd. Otherwise, they've had at least 11 goals, we believe, in every game. Possession Bulldogs down 3 in the second quarter. 20-game Southeast Division winning streak on the line. That one is batted away by the keeper for the Tigers. Clemson possession. Still 5-2 Clemson. About halfway through the second quarter. You would hope Clemson doesn't think too far ahead. They'll just keep taking it 1 goal at a time. Someone is fired, secured, close to 5 meters, a little outside it. Now within the 5 meters. Watch out for a whistle. Doesn't get one. Now we do. Possession Clemson. In the 5 meters, fires. The play deflected. Shot clock expires. It will go to Georgia. Georgia's down 3, about 3 minutes to go in the first half. Backhand just misses. Saved by the keeper for Clemson. Tiger ball. Clemson in white 5, Georgia in dark 2. This is Scott S.D. Weiss for the CWPA Network. This is the first place game winner gets championship glory and a spot at Nationals in 2 weeks. Clemson with a pummel. And we got a whistle. 2-meter throw for Clemson. Good opportunity to extend the lead even further. Maybe under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Just 1 goal in the second quarter. It was by Clemson. It was 4-1 entering this. Boom shakalaka. It's good. 6-2. Clemson Cat 4 with the tally listed as Vincent Shue if it's him, and it's now Clemson and White 6. Georgia and Dart 2 with about 2 minutes to go. In the first half, Georgia in unfamiliar territory, down 4, but still the first half. Yesterday, October 29th, Auburn against Georgia Tech. Auburn had a 5-1 advantage, we believe, early in the second quarter. Went into the half 5-3, then got outscored 8-1 in the second half and lost 11-6. So, leads can evaporate in a hurry. Georgia possession down 4. Lost control. Clemson looking better than a team that finished last year. As that's off the right post, Clemson continuing dominance. Under 2 minutes to go in this first half, maybe about 90 seconds till halftime. And at halftime, we prepare to bring you another chalk talk with Wolf Weiga, the 3-time Olympian. And Clemson with the ball, up 4. 2 goals this second quarter. Georgia has not found the board in the second 7 minutes. Possession Bulldogs. Looks like Sanders with it. If it is him. Dangerous territory secured by the Clemson keeper. Nicely done. Clemson with it. Outside the 5. Whistle continues to be Clemson ball. About a minute to go. We believe Clemson 6, Georgia 2. Clemson in white, Georgia in the dark caps. No one for the Tigers had been there. Possession. Georgia. That could be a costly error. Goes to the 5. Fires. It is blocked. We'll go back. Second effort. Just misses. Possession. Clemson. So, looks like we'll most likely go into halftime with Clemson leading. Could be by 4 goals, could be by less, could even be more. But this is a shocker right now. This is what we would call upset alert. Because Clemson was second at 5-2 in the regular season. Georgia was 7-0. That one is thrown, and after the first half, well, look at this. Who would have expected that Clemson would have a 6-2 advantage after 14 minutes? Georgia off the scoreboard for the entire second quarter. We head into halftime. Clemson in white, 6, Georgia. Team with 20 straight wins in the Division 2. I'm Scott Samuel Weiss. We're going to bring you Chalk Talk. And then more first place game action on the CWPA network.
Welcome to this edition of Chalk Talk. Hi, I'm Wolf Weigo. Here we are on the 6-on-5, working on the offense, and we have 2 real systems that you can go with. You can go with a 4-2, okay, which is where we have 4 players on the 2-meter line, or close to the 2-meter line, and then we have our 2 players up top on each post, 5 or 6 meters out. And from here, you know, you're working on a number of different things, passing the ball around, looking to hit the posts when they're popping, taking the ball in, going inside, and not really sliding out. The other system we have is a 3-3, okay? And that's where you have 3 players on the 2-meter line, and you've got 3 players sort of in a triangle up top. When you're running the 3-3 on offense, typically be two players either gapped or they'll be back here. And the ball is mostly staying on the three players up top. Sometimes you'll run a 3-3. If you've got three really strong shooters and maybe a couple of weaker players that aren't going to touch the ball too much on the bottom line, or you want to just control the offense. A lot of times teams will run a 3-3. If another team they're playing has some plays on the 5-man that they like to go to, maybe they like to rush, and your team isn't really prepared for that or has trouble against that, and this way you can sort of control things. Okay?
Wins the national championship.
The 2016 CWPA Men's National Collegiate Club Championship is heading to the University of Notre Dame. 16 teams will battle during the 3-day tournament, which will take place on November 11th, 12th, and 13th. All action will take place on Notre Dame's campus at the Rolfe Aquatic Center. Live streaming will be offered on the CWPA network, and DVDs will be available for purchase. For more information regarding the National Collegiate Club Championship, please visit www.collegiatewaterpolo.org. We'll see you there.
Hey, check out my new backpack. Hikers too. You can get it exclusively at cap7.com. Cap7, built by water polo players for water polo players.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
This is the first place game in Southeast Division Championship Tournament on the CWP Network. Once again, I'm Scott Weiss at the half. Second seeded Clemson in white, 6. Top seeded Georgia Bulldogs in dark, 2. This is an upset alert. In the first half, Clemson came into the second half with a 4-goal advantage. After one quarter, it was 4-2. And then in the second, Clemson outscored the Bulldogs 2-0. And believe it or not, it's a 20-game winning streak in this division for Georgia. Georgia hasn't lost since October 26, 2014, 11-10 to Georgia Tech in the third place game that season. And again, Clemson a year removed from finishing dead last after the championship tournament at 1-10. Unbelievable. Right now, worst to first doesn't seem far-fetched. And here's the beginning of the second half with the ball drop. Georgia gets it. It's Georgia in the dark. Clemson in the white. I'm not sure the last time Georgia did not score in a quarter. Now inside, and the Clemson keeper gets it. It will be Tiger possession. The least goals Clemson had in the season was 7 in the 14-7 loss versus Vanderbilt on September 17th. They also had a 5-0 forfeit win against Georgia College and State University on September 18th, but they didn't play. They did face the Bobcats a game later. On October 1st, it was 18-0 Clemson versus GCSU. It's Georgia possession, down 6 in the opening minute of the third quarter, down 6-2. Georgia fires, boom, shakalaka. It's the first goal since the first quarter for the Bulldogs, and it's now Clemson 6, Georgia 3. Georgia pulls within 3. It's the closest we've been in a while. There was a 2-goal difference entering the second quarter. Favor Clemson. Clemson was up 4-2. Went into the half, up 6-2. Clemson with it now. Whistle, still with the Tigers. It will go the other way. Possession, Georgia. So second half is looking good so far for the top-seeded Bulldogs. The 9-0 Georgia Bulldogs on the 20-game division win streak. Possession. Georgia getting compliments for Blake Wyland, cap 12, we believe. Now in the 5 meters. Watch out. Puts it through. Boom shakalaka. Great start for Georgia. It's now 6-4. Watch out. The Bulldogs are coming. Looks like sack. How big? Gets it. Well, the Bulldogs are woofing and coming back. Georgia can't allow it. Bulldogs get any closer. Otherwise, the lead was just a dream. Oh, that's another mistake. Boy, Clemson is just flat so far in this third quarter. About 90 seconds in. 2 quick goals already for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs didn't score in the second quarter. Full fire. That goes in. Boom shakalaka. We're within 1. 6-5. Good for Cat 12. So that's Blake Lyland and timeout. It is Clemson 6, Georgia 3. It's a 3-0 Bulldog run. And the Bulldogs are definitely woofing and inching closer. And we have a brief timeout here on the CWPA network.
Check out this super sweet suit. If you're looking to customize your suit design, go to www.cap7.com.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
4:47 to go in the third quarter in the first place game. It's Clemson in the white 6, Georgia in the dark 5. This is Scott S. Steve Weiss. In the last 2+ minutes, Georgia has scored 3 unanswered. This is unbelievable. But the wheels are coming off in an instant for Clemson, but it is Clemson possession. That timeout was needed. As all of a sudden the Bulldogs have more goals in the first 2.5 minutes in the second half than in the first half alone. That's just 2 in the opening 14 minutes. The possession, Clemson. Tigers still up by a goal, but have looked completely flat since halftime. Pass it back. Near the 5 meters. Will fire blocked. Clemson gets it back. Whistle. Tiger possession still. That was not a smart play, but fortunately for them, didn't lose it. On the fire. Not a smart move. Possession. Clemson fires. Out of play. I think it's a 2-meter throw. If not, it's exclusion time. It'll be player up for Clemson. That may help the Tigers, because it looked like it was going to go to the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs, something that's a no-no. Man up, Tigers, looking to go back up by a 2. Look, the fire, puts it through, boom shakalaka, that's what Clemson needed. That's what we're talking about. Cat 2 scores, it's now 7-5 Clemson. That goal was much needed because the momentum was going completely Georgia's way. Now we have 4:12 to go. Clemson back up by 2. It's Clemson in white, Georgia in dark. First goal since the second quarter when it was a 6-2 Clemson lead. Possession, Bulldogs down 2. Oh, this is dangerous. Boom shakalaka, back to a 1-goal difference. 7-6. Clemson comes to another goal by Cat 4, at least his second for the Bulldogs. 3:53, almost 20 seconds since the last Clemson goal. So Georgia outscoring Clemson in this quarter 4-1, but it's the Tigers still with the 1-goal lead. Believe it or not, the Tigers have not trailed in this one. Haven't been tied either. As we're waiting for the official to give the Tigers possession. Here we go. With 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, Tigers clinging to a 1-goal lead. It was a 4-goal lead at the half. It was 6-2, Clemson. Tigers to possession, around 5 meters, getting guarded beautifully. Lost control, possession Georgia, breakthrough coming. That one is thrown close to 2 meters, watch out. Clean, there's clean, fires, boom shakalaka, we're tied up. He does it again. At least 3 goals for him. What was a 6-2 Clemson lead has evaporated. And it's now Georgia 7, Clemson 7 with 3:32 to go. That was about 21 seconds after the last Georgia goal. But the first time we've been tied. Georgia has not led. Clemson looking to go back on top. Remains with the Tigers. Fires, boom shakalaka. There we go. Clemson back up by 1, thanks to Cat 5. At least his second, listed as Ben Ferkel. 8-7 Clemson with 3:18 to go. That was less than 15 seconds after the last Georgia goal. So we're exchanging goals. 1-goal lead for Clemson, which has basically led the entire game since its first score. Georgia down 1 with possession. Whistle, it will go the other way. Clemson will try to take advantage with about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Once again, I'm Scott Salmon the voice, operating camera, Summer McKelvey, director of multimedia, John Weaver. More information about us, www.collegiatewaterpolo.org. Well, that's inside. This may be a 2-meter throw. If not, it could be an exclusion. And it's exclusion time. Player up for the Tigers. Lost control. On fire. I'll take the pass. This is a good opportunity. Puts it through. Boom shakalaka. That was the right move. Nicely done by Cat 15. And it's now Clemson 9 and Georgia 7. With 2:32 to go. And that was a beautifully done job by the guy listed as Seclary in the media guide. And again, we're sorry if we have incorrect names or inaccurate scores, but it's now 9-7 Clemson with about 2.5 minutes to play in this third quarter. So the lead is back to 2-0 run for the Tigers, and again, top-seeded Bulldogs have not led in this one. Being guarded nicely, it looks like it's going to be Georgia possession. Nice opportunity here. Short and wet. Possession Clemson. Oh, that was a nice chance. Tigers lose control, but get it back. Bulldogs cannot get up to it. So 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clemson leading 9-7. Clemson has not trailed in this one. And again, Georgia beat Clemson 16-12 back on October 2nd. Georgia 20-game winning streak in the Southeast Division on the line. Also won last year's division title. It was Georgia 8, Georgia Tech 7 last year. Clemson ball. Clemson doing well to respond. It was 6-2 at the half. Georgia is outscoring Clemson 5-2 in the third quarter, but it's a 2-goal advantage for Clemson. Whistle, it will go to the Bulldogs. Maybe a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Still Clemson in white 9, Georgia in dark 7. Bounced through, boom shakalaka. The goalie can't believe it. Cap 11 scores for Georgia. It's now Clemson 9, Georgia 8. A minute and 9 to go in the third quarter. It has been a long time since Georgia, I believe, lost a regular season game. In fact, the last two previous seasons had been 8-0 marks. Now, In 2014, may have been 8-0 in the regular season, but lost twice in the division tournament. That one's put through. Oh, goes by. Boom shakalaka. Oh my goodness, that was costly for the keeper. Nicely done by Cat 14 for the Tigers, maybe his first. And it's now Clemson 10, Georgia 8. And we're sorry for the scoreboard malfunction. And it will be possession Clemson. It was 6-2. 6 in this quarter for Georgia, just 4 for Clemson. Now it's possession Bulldogs. With time winding down, Clemson up, we believe, by 2. We're sorry for the scoreboard error minutes before. And now Clemson with it. Whistle still with the Tigers. Puts that one and it is blocked. Swim up for the ball will go to the Bulldogs, which is seconds away. 9 seconds. Deflected. Lost control. And after 21 minutes, second seeded Clemson in white 10. Top seeded Georgia in dark 8. This is unbelievable. Clemson 7 minutes away from an upset and clinching first place. It was a 6-4 outscoring run for the Bulldogs, but it's still a 2-goal lead for the Tigers. I'm Scott S.D. Weiss. Pivotal and final 7 minutes of regulation coming up on the CWPA network.
Lindenwood wins the national championship.
The 2016 CWPA Men's National Collegiate Club Championship is heading to the University of Notre Dame. 16 teams will battle during the 3-day tournament, which will take place on November 11th, 12th, and 13th. All action will take place on Notre Dame's campus at the Rolfe Aquatic Center. Live streaming will be offered on the CWPA network, and DVDs will be available for purchase. For more information regarding the National Collegiate Club Championship, please visit www.collegiatewaterpolo.org. We'll see you there.
Hey, check out my new backpack. The Hypers 2. You can get it exclusively at cap7.com. Cap 7, built by water polo players for water polo players.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
Hi, I'm Wolf Weiger with Cap 7. There's one more quarter to go in this game. Fourth quarter coming up now.
Thank you very much. This has been an intense game. We're entering the fourth quarter of the first place game in the Southeast Division on this Sunday, October 30th, 2016. Once again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. The Clemson in white, the second seed, is leading top-seeded Georgia in dark, 10-8. Clemson has not trailed at all this game. There had been a tie in this past third quarter, but Clemson, led by 4 at the half, is now up by 2, entering the pivotal final 7 minutes of regulation. And Clemson in white, Georgia in dark. Clemson first appearance in this first place game. Georgia has won this 3 times and has been in it 4 times total. Georgia, the defending Southeast Division first place winner. Now Georgia Tech has the most titles since it began in 2006, but Clemson has never been here before, especially a year removed from finishing in dead last after the the tournament last year at 1-10. Possession, Georgia to begin the final 7 minutes of regulation. If you're thinking this is the game between Auburn and Georgia College and State University, it's not. It was supposed to happen at 1 p.m. Central, but the third place game between Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt went to overtime, and it was a 13-12 victory by the Yellow Jackets over Vanderbilt. Possession, Georgia down 2. This is very dicey. Puts it through off the crossbar. Gotta be worried the shot clock. Very close. Oh, this is dangerous. Off the crossbar again. And this is going to be a 2-meter throw for the Bulldogs. In this fourth quarter, in the first minute of the fourth quarter, Clemson up 10-8. Georgia is in the dark cats with possession. Fires that one, nicely deflected, but was with the Bulldogs. Another 2-meter throw. Bulldogs are lurking. And Clemson led by as many as 4. Had tied at one point in the third. Clean contact. Should be Clemson ball. Possession Tigers. We'll throw back to the Tiger keeper. It was a 6-4 scoring run in favor of Georgia in the third quarter. It was 4-2 Clemson after one quarter, 6-2 at half in favor of the Tigers. We're just about 6 minutes or fewer away from a potential upset. 20-game division winning streak on the line for Georgia. And that one is saved by the keeper for Clemson. Tiger ball. Tigers want to extend the lead. It'll be important because Georgia has won 20 games in a row in the division. Whistle will remain with the Tigers. Fires. Oh, just a bit wide left out of play. Possession, Georgia. With under 6 minutes to play in regulation. Tigers with the lead. Unfamiliar position for Georgia. Trailing this late in the game. And that goes out of play. Clemson gets the possession. Once again, I'm Scott Weiss. Summer McKelvey doing great camera work for us throughout these 2 days. On October 29th, we did games 1 through 4, and today, games 8, third place, first place, and then after this one, Auburn versus Georgia College and State University. Clemson in white with it. There have been no goals this fourth quarter so far. Possession. There's a shot clock violation. It will go to the Bulldogs. Got about 5.5 minutes to play in regulation and maybe a timeout. Timeout in the pool. Oh, these are tense moments here from the James E. Martin Aquatic Center in Auburn, Alabama. 4.5 minutes to go. It's Clemson 10. Auburn 8. Clemson 10. Georgia 8 from Auburn. Keep in mind, 16-12 Clemson loss to Georgia back on October 2nd. So if Clemson gets the third team, we could be witnessing history. If Clemson wins, it will be Georgia's first loss since October 26, 2014. And Clemson will go from worst to first in a year. Back to action. Clemson ball. Close to 4 minutes in regulation to play. Again, Clemson has not trailed at all in this game that we know of. Georgia has tied in the third quarter. The Bulldogs are down 2. Oh, nice opportunity there. Off the crossbar. Belongs to the Bulldogs. Under 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Eight is the least amount of goals Georgia has scored in a game this season. was 8-7 against Georgia Tech on October 2nd. Way beyond the goal. Goodness gracious. Clemson dodges a bullet. Possession Tigers. Boy, Clemson is doing well in this game. Clemson football, I believe, had entered October 29th unbeaten in ACC play with Deshaun Watson at quarterback, so this could be a Heisman moment in terms of water polo. But Clemson up 2, Bulldogs with the ball, down 2, about 3.5 or less to play. Bulldogs in the dark hats, fires out of play. Ball awarded to Clemson. Still 0 goals in this fourth quarter, but if no one scores, Clemson wins anyway. Clemson ball. Clemson scores another goal. Georgia will be in deep trouble. Out of play. Possession, Georgia. Georgia looking to go within 1. We've already had one overtime game on the day. That was third place. 13-12 Georgia Tech over Vanderbilt. In the third place game. That one is batted on the side. I think it'll be a 2-meter throw for the Bulldogs with 3 minutes or less to go in regulation. Tense moments here from the 2-meter mark for the Bulldogs. Down 2. Again, Bulldogs 9-0, Clemson 7-2. 20-game winning streak for Georgia on the line in this division. Still with the Bulldogs, fires. Nice save by the Clemson keeper. Oh, that was clutch. Crucial play. Here come the Tigers. Down within 5 meters. Setting it up. Could take a shot. Fires. It's in there! On the side, though. Oh, so close. I'm getting a 3-goal advantage. Possession, Georgia. About 2 minutes. Oh, this is dangerous. Very dangerous. Nice deflection to the side by the Clemson keeper. And it's Clemson ball for the moment. Dangerous play. Possession. Clemson will be thrown out of play. Oh my goodness. This is very exciting. Timeout. 2 minutes, 4 to go. Clemson in white, 10. Georgia in dark 2. If Clemson holds on, Clemson will win the first place game for the first time ever. And Georgia will drop a contest for the first time in a little over 2 years. I'm Scott S.D. Weiss, and we'll be back momentarily with more action in this first place game.
Check out this super sweet suit. If you're looking to customize your suit design, go to www.cap7.com.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. This is the first place game in Southeast Division Championship Tournament action. October 30th, 2016, fourth quarter, timeout. Clemson up 10-8. Clemson is wearing white. Georgia with the dark caps. Clemson lost 2 games, lost the opening game of the season 14-7 against Vanderbilt on September 17th. The other loss on October 2nd, 16-12 versus these same Bulldogs. And Clemson has not trailed, to my knowledge, in this game. Had tied in the third quarter, but Clemson was able to come back with a pair of goals late in the third quarter. So it was 6-2 at halftime in favor of Clemson, and 10-8 entering this fourth quarter, and that's where we're at. 10-8, Clemson possession with 2 minutes to go in regulation. Clemson on the cusp of something that doesn't happen too often in sports. Last place 1 year, champion the next. 1-10 last year had been 1-7 in the regular season. That was 6, but didn't win anything in the tournament. This is the team with just 5 wins the last 3 years, Clemson. 7 already this. Here the Bulldogs with under 2 minutes to play. Puts that one through. Boom shakalaka. It's a 1-goal game thanks to Cap 7. That's the first goal in this 4th quarter. 10-9. Oh goodness. Minute 32 to go. 90 seconds. Clemson clinging to a goal advantage. Another goal here could be dangerous. Now we update the scoreboard for you. It's a 1-goal difference. And Georgia has never led in this game to our knowledge. Unfamiliar territory. I believe the only team to score double-digit goals against Georgia this season was Clemson. Fires. Batted down by the Bulldogs. Shot clock expired. Georgia looking to tie it. Bulldogs with the possession. Inside. Nicely done. Lost control. Remains with the Bulldogs. Will settle. And this may be a free shot for the Bulldogs in these tense moments. And it's Cap 7 doing the honors, listed as Zach Halbig. Halbig scored to tie, and we are tied up. Boom shakalaka, it's 10-10. Zach Halbig with another clutch goal. 47 seconds left in regulation. Clemson had just given up a 2-goal lead in an instant, but there's still plenty of time. This one may also go into overtime. Whistle, possession, Tigers. This is a definitely improved Tigers team. And the winner of this one gets first place and a spot at Nationals. Turn away, Bulldog possession. This could be the final possession if they're under 30 seconds. Clemson. Someone wants a timeout. Oh no, this is looking very good for the Bulldogs. No, snare down by Clemson. Timeout. It looks like. And Clemson has a chance to score the game winner. We are still in the 4th quarter. I'm Scott Samoliva-Weiss for the CWPA Network. Already 15 minutes past the scheduled time for our final game, Game 11, between Auburn and Georgia College State University. And this is put back in. It will be possession Tigers. There could be under 30 seconds left, so this could be the final possession of regulation. Under 30 seconds. That is blocked. Georgia possession. Heave. Out of play. And that is the end of regulation. We are going into overtime in this first place game. This is what tournament action is about. Georgia outscored Clemson 2-0. Thanks to Zach Halbig, I'm Scott Samoliva-Weiss. We're going to be heading to overtime. In the meantime, check out this Chalk Talk while we wait.
Welcome to this edition of Chalk Talk. Hi, I'm Wolf Weigo. Here we are on the 6-on-5, working on the offense, and we have 2 real systems that you can go with. You can go with a 4-2, okay, which is where we have 4 players on the 2-meter line, or close to the 2-meter line, and then we have our 2 players up top on each post, 5 or 6 meters out. And from here, you know, you're working on a number of different things, passing the ball around, looking to hit the posts when they're popping, taking the ball in, going inside, and not really sliding out. The other system we have is a 3-3, okay? and that's where you have 3 players on the 2-meter line, and you've got 3 players sort of in a triangle up top. When you're running the 3-3 on offense, there'll typically be 2 players either gapped or they'll be back here, and the ball is mostly staying on the 3 players up top. Sometimes you'll run a 3-3 if you've got 3 really strong shooters and maybe a couple of weaker players that aren't going to touch the ball too much on the bottom line, or you want to just control the offense. A lot of times teams will run a 3-3 if another team they're playing has some plays on the 5-man that they like to go to. Maybe they like to rush, and your team isn't really prepared for that or has trouble against that. And this way you can sort of control things. Okay?
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
We're still in the first place game, folks, on this October 30th, 2016, the Southeast Division Championship Tournament. We are heading into overtime. Scott S.D. Weiss here again. As Georgia, the top seed, 10. Clemson, the second seed, 10. It was 10-8 Clemson heading into the fourth quarter, and Georgia scored 2. Clemson could not get on the board, and for the second straight game, same as the third place game, we're heading into overtime. 2 3-minute sessions. If we're tied up after the 6 minutes, there could be sudden death. But this is a much different game than back on October 2nd when Georgia beat Clemson 16-12. And now here's the fight for the ball. It will belong to the Bulldogs. Again, Georgia has not led at all this game. We're in overtime in the first place game. So 3 water polo. And here's an opportunity. Whistle. Stays with him. Fire. Out of play. Possession Clemson. 2 3-minute overtime sessions. After this first one, we'll switch sides. In the third place game, Georgia Tech defeated Vanderbilt 13-12 in overtime. No one scored in the second for 3 minutes. Here's a nice opportunity. Whistle will remain with it. It's exclusion time. Player up for the Tigers. Shot. Boom shakalaka. That's the first goal for the Tigers since the third quarter. Nicely done by Cap 14. And the Tigers are saying, where was that in the fourth quarter? Where was that? But here's another lead for the Tigers. Still a 2.5 minutes and change in the first 3 minutes of overtime. Georgia down 1 with possession. Again, Georgia 20-game win streak in the division. And that's a good opportunity. No whistle. There's the whistle. Battle for the ball. We'll reset. It's exclusion time. Advantage for Georgia. Looking. We'll take a pass instead. And take a drive pass. Oh, loses control. That could be an error. Costly error. Fires. Saved by the keeper. Watch out. Possession Clemson. Clemson up 1. Again, Clemson in white. Georgia in dark. Clemson has not trailed in this game. Clemson led by as many as 4. It was 6-2, Clemson at the half. Opportunity coming. Whistle. Possession. Tigers. Here we go. We need to look. Do not take the shot. Smart move. Under 2 minutes to go in the first 3-minute overtime. Clemson up by 1. Now fire. Oh, just missed. Nice save by the keeper. As Jackson Sanders comes up with the save. And now here's Georgia looking to equalize. We're about halfway through plus this overtime session. Clemson with a goal in this overtime. Georgia looking to equalize. Setting up, 30-second shot clock, winding down. It was wet and bounced. There's a whistle. Remains with the Bulldogs. Down 1. Fires. Nice save by the keeper for Clemson. Clemson in white, 11. Georgia in dark, 10. Maybe a minute to go. In the first 3-minute overtime, there are 2 3-minute sessions. Clemson would like another goal to feel pretty confident heading into the second 3-minute overtime session. Clemson in possession in this overtime. Clemson did not score in the fourth quarter. Had a 10-8 lead there. It is short. And it's a shot clock violation. It will go to the Bulldogs. Down 1. And after the first overtime, it's Clemson 11. Georgia 10. I'm Scott Simbleweiss. 3 minutes of overtime to go. And that's coming up here on the CWPA network.
My name is and I wanted to give you a few tips on what to do for shooting a backhand. First things first, you want to grip the ball between your forearm and your hand. Secondly, make sure your elbow's high. If it's low, you're just going to plop it right into the water. So, grip between forearm and hand, elbow high, and extend back to do your backhand. And as you saw, I made sure to step out into each backhand.
A couple things you want to think about is always going to the ball. As that ball is coming in, I'm stepping out with my lead leg, stepping out and getting away from my defender and getting to the ball. I need a little bit of separation. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the ball, and I'm going to use my core, use my stomach, my abs to shoot the ball. I can either take a power backhand, or I can take a precise one where I step out and just skim it to the near side. A lot of times the goalkeeper is going to come up with 2 hands, and if you skim it low, it can be an easy goal. All right, let's check it out.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
3 minutes of overtime to go as we're about to start. It's Clemson in the Whitecaps, 11. Georgia in the dark, 10. Once again, I'm Scott Simbleweiss. It was 6-2, Clemson at halftime. Then it was 10-8, Tigers heading into the fourth, and Bulldogs were able to outscore the Tigers 2-0 to tie it up at 10, headed to the first 3-minute overtime, and Clemson scored 1, and Bulldogs failed to cash in. So 3 minutes of this overtime to go. Bulldogs whiff it, down 1. Clemson 7-2, Georgia 9-0. Georgia a 20-game Southeast Division win streak dating back to 2 years. Clemson again last year 1-10. That was 7th and last after the tournament. Clemson holds on and wins. Not only would it be Clemson's first ever division title, it would be a story of worst to first in the span of a season. There's an opportunity just off the top of the crossbar. Oh, so close from the lead extending for the Tigers, and Georgia avoids damage. Bulldogs looking to equalize. Nice coverage inside. This is looking good. Boom! No boom shakalaka because that went on the outside. Should be possession. Georgia. Oh, these are tense moments. I thought that went in, but just missed on the outside and the left. Maybe 2 minutes to go, almost, in the second of 2 3-minute overtime. Clemson up 11-10. Most amount of goals Georgia has allowed this season was 12 to this Clemson squad back on October 2nd. It was a 16-12 Georgia win. Georgia possession with under 2 minutes to play in this second 3-minute overtime. Well, that's going to be what? It's going to be exclusion time, it looks like. For Georgia. I believe Georgia will be a player up. And will. Well, here come the Bulldogs looking to equalize. Setting up. Clemson needs to stop. Lose control a bit. They need to fire quickly. Puts it through. Boom shakalaka. We're tied up at 11. Bulldogs 11. Tigers 11. That's the first goal in overtime for Georgia. And it's now 11-11. Maybe under a minute and a half to go in the second 3-minute overtime. And if we're still tied, perhaps sudden death overtime. Now Clemson swimming. Zach Helbig covering. Nicely done by Clemson. The 32nd shot clock, trying to draw a whistle. Still no whistle, gotta watch the shot clock. Whistle, Clemson gets it. Back. Go inside. Oh, that's gonna be a turnover. Momentarily, watch out. Possession, Georgia. Georgia has not led at all this game. Here's an opportunity to do so with maybe a minute to play. Whistle. We'll throw again. It's another exclusion time. Player up for the Bulldogs, we think. Maybe not. Is this a free shot? No, it's exclusion time. Ball will be thrown out of play. It's still Georgia, the top seed, 11. Clemson, 11. It looks like we have a quick break in action with 33 seconds to go. It looks like there is a timeout. 33 seconds to go in the second 3-minute overtime. If we are still tied up, it would most likely be sudden death. Yes. The ball should be given to the Georgia keeper. Bulldogs looking to go on top for the first time this entire contest. On the exclusion. We need to stop here. And that was an opportunity. We'll go inside. Oh, we've got to put it through. Nice block by the Tigers. And I think there's a timeout. They're under 30 seconds to go. Clemson could make this the last possession of overtime. Clemson could be in the driver's seat to cash in the game winner. As a reminder, it was 4-2. And after quarter one, 6-2 Clemson at half, 10-8 Clemson in the third, and Clemson was outscored 2-0 in the fourth. It was 10-10 entering overtime, 11-10 Clemson entering this second 3-minute session. And Georgia has 1 here, but 0 in this session for Clemson. Coming up after this game will be Auburn versus Georgia College and State University. If GCSU loses, it will most likely be a last place finish for the Bobcats. So Clemson ball, waning seconds of overtime. Can't get a hand on it. Clemson ball, shot in there. Boom shakalaka! Boom shakalaka! Boom shakalaka! It's over! The Clemson Tigers have done it! worst to first. 12-11. If the scoreboard, if it counted. I don't know. But they're getting high fives. The Clemson Tigers are the 2016 Southeast Division champions. Southeast Division champions. That ends a 20-game winning streak in the division for Georgia. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Last second goal. Oh my goodness. Clemson wins it. Beats Georgia. First time ever in this game that Tigers beat the Bulldogs 12-11 in overtime, just at the buzzer. Oh my goodness. Congratulations to Clemson. Will most likely get the berth to the National Collegiate Club Championships in 2 weeks. Congratulations, Clemson, your first ever title, and have completed the worst to first finish in a season. So our final, Clemson in the Whitecaps 12, Georgia in the Dark Cap 11 in overtime. It was final in overtime. Let's make that a mark. Final in overtime. So, congratulations to Clemson for winning its first ever Southeast Division title and clinching a berth to the National Collegiate Club Championship at the University of Notre Dame, November 11th through 13th. Live coverage is scheduled to be offered for all 30 games of the National Collegiate Club Championship in the CWPA network. I'm Scott Samuel Levo-Lice. Congratulations, Clemson, for upsetting Georgia, ending the Bulldogs' 20-game win streak in the division, and win first place. Bulldogs lose for the first time in 2 years. Congratulations, Clemson Tigers. You are the champion.